the World Bank IDA 20 conference that you saw earlier with Ajay Banga, the president of the World Bank. Let's move it up to the Bank of Uganda, leaving its key monetary policy rate unchanged at 9.5% for the second time since August. The central bank believed that the upside to the country's inflation is not over yet, despite its 50 basis rate cut back in August. Now let's listen to Michael Antigo-Ego, the Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Uganda, speaking to the rate decisions and Uganda's economic outlook a few hours ago.
On 6 December 2023, the Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, maintained the central bank rate, CBR, at 9.5%. Inflation continues to moderate, reflecting the tight monetary and fiscal policy, good crop harvests due to improved weather conditions, relative exchange rate stability, as well as the declining global inflation. However, headline inflation increased slightly in November 2023 to 2.6% from 2.4% in October 2023, while core inflation remained unchanged at 2%. The decision to keep the CBR unchanged reflects the MPC's assessment of the inflation outlook in light of the incoming economic data. The medium-term inflation forecast for December 2023 shows that inflation outlook remains unchanged compared to the October 2023 round of forecasts. Inflation is projected to remain below 5% in the near term, but return to the target in the medium term. Indeed, core inflation is projected to average 2.5 to 3.5% in financial year 2023/2024, up from 2.2 to 3% in October 2023 forecast round. The upward revision for FY 2023/2024 reflects a higher path for energy prices in the short term. The inflation outlook is, however, subject to elevated risks. On the upside, the current geopolitical conflicts could escalate and feed into higher international oil prices, passing through to domestic palm prices and renewing supply chain disruptions. Furthermore, volatility in the global financial markets could increase, triggering an increased outflow of capital and exacerbating the depreciation of the Uganda shilling. On the downside, global inflation could decline faster, leading to much lower imported inflation. In addition, the current rains could result in bumper harvests, pushing down further the food crop prices. Since the last MPC meeting, the near-term economic conditions or growth prospects remain broadly unchanged. Although the domestic monetary conditions remain tight, the current investment activities in the oil and the gas sector, higher regional demand for exports at the back of expected higher growth in most of the sub-Saharan African countries, resilient remittances and tourism inflows are expected to support economic growth. Economic growth is projected at 6% in the fiscal year 2023/2024, and increase to between 6% and 7% in the medium term. Economic growth is projected at 6% in financial year 2023/2024 and increase to 6% and 7% in the medium term. The growth outlook is, however, subject to uncertainties, including slower than expected global and regional growth, a resurgence of supply chain distortions, if the geopolitical tensions escalate, tighter fiscal policy, in part due to unfavorable global financial markets, which could restrict government development expenditure, tighter credit conditions, constraining household consumption and private sector investments. Although the outlook for both inflation and economic growth is favorable, the MPC noted that inflation has bottomed out, with significant uncertainties in the horizon. Therefore, keeping the CBR unchanged is necessary to anchor inflation around the target in the medium term, while at the same time supporting growth in private sector investment and socio-economic transformation. Consequently, the MPC decided to maintain the CBR at 9.5%, the bands on the CBR at plus/minus 2 percentage points, and the margins on the CBR for the rate discount and the bank rates at 3 and 4 percentage points respectively. As a result, the rate discount and the bank rates will remain at 12.5% and 13.5% respectively. Further monetary policy action will depend upon the incoming data and the evolving risks.